Hello, welcome back to the Root Network. My name is Pastor Archie Collins. I'm the senior pastor here at World Changers Church Houston, and I have with us today a special guest. Kara Anderson is with us. Hey, Kara, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Thank you for having me.
Well, today we had a specific topic that we've kind of run across a lot in our church, and we're running across it a lot just in America, and I'm sure it's something that's dealt with all around the world, and that's the issue of suicide. And suicide, we understand, has its roots in hopelessness. And many people don't understand that there's a danger in finding ourselves getting to a place of hopelessness and definitely remaining in that place of hopelessness. And we've seen children all the way up to, elderly people who have dealt with this very issue. And so we just kind of want to just kind of have an open discussion about it amongst ourselves and about, what we've seen and what God has to say about it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think as believers who may have overcome something like this in the past, like we have to show up for those people who can't show up for themselves.
Yeah.
We have to be more cognizant. I was telling somebody the other day, we have to check on our strong friends because we all go through something. There's no test or trial that is not uncommon to man. So we all go through something, but we can't take for granted that, the Lord's been good to that person, so they're great. I mean, look at all these celebrities who you think live this amazing life who are taking their lives. Yeah. So if they have all the money in the world, obviously money's not the answer. If they have all the fame and the popularity and all of the people that surround them and all the attention, it doesn't mean that that's the solution. It doesn't mean that they're not suffering in silence. And so we have to do a better job too of doing like a pulse check with our friends or the people around us, or we did that yesterday with one of our members. Is just making sure that we're checking on people and letting people know that they're not alone, because I think that's the biggest misconception that the enemy wants you to believe, is that you're alone.
And making sure our churches are friendly to that. When I go to the hospital, especially nowadays, I went with my brother-in-law on Easter, and you get into the hospital and they have these kiosks now where you do your check-in, and it's like, your name, your information and all that stuff. But then they got the little thing on there, what's your level of pain, and they got the little faces and stuff like that. But there's this whole check-in process before you even get to be seen that is saying, how are you doing? And we started something here at the church recently where we kind of put these little things out and with these QR codes, and you can scan it. And it asks you, the same questions every time you walk in. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Do you need prayer? And all these types of things. And you'd be amazed how many people are using those now just to say they're happy. Just to acknowledge I'm happy. But then some people say I'm sad. Some people say I need prayer. Some people say I'm worried. Some people say I'm afraid. And man, and it's so cool because we get that report real time as it's happening, and we're all just kind of walking around, we all being the ministers are walking around and checking. And when I see something, I'll shoot it to one of my other ministers, and I'll say, hey, I need you to get with Sister so-and-so. She's worried about something, so let's pray for her. And this is before service starts, because we're trying to change the culture in church to really be a culture of care, and that this is a place for the hurting, for the lost, as well as those who are good to go with God. But like you said, we're all dealing with something, and we have to do better at letting the church be a hospital versus the church being the Oscars. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is a hospital, and when you show up, we want to make sure that you know how to get cared for and that you know that we care. And I think that too will help people not want to be isolated. It's instead, I want to go to a place where I can get help, not just a place where I'm going to be put on display, but no, I can quietly get help and I can quietly be ministered to, because right now I don't need all the noise. I don't need all this, that, and the other. I don't even want all the attention. Like I said, I'm not even sure if I'm still wanting to be here, but at the same time, I know I need help. And here's a place where I know God is, but he works through people. And that's why it's important to, like you said, focus on the relationships. And remember, if you're wanting to cut off relationships and get away from people of God and the things of God, just know that Satan was the one who was I. He's not into relationship. And as you said, he hates relationship, but God is a God of relationship. So we have to make sure that we keep those godly relationships.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for watching the Root Network with us on today. We're so glad to be able to share how to be fruitful from the root to the fruit in every area of your life. Make sure that you like this, that you share this, that you subscribe to this, so that you can continue to help us spread this gospel of grace and this ability to be fruitful all over the world. Again, remember, you're victorious, and we thank God for you. We'll see you next time on the Root Network.